so I'm sick right now and I want to do something that's going to be a little productive. So instead of like writing blog posts and doing like where I need to think, we're gonna do some meal prep. So I actually have a video of this, I think I posted a few months ago, of the veggie burgers or little veggie patties. So I need to do a new batch of those, so might as well just film it. I don't feel like filming anything else. I put on a little bit of makeup so I look slightly more decent. And it's funny, I'm like never sick. And this is like the same kind of cold. So I usually get sick like once a year. And I was sick in like March, and now it's December. But it's like the same thing. So excuse my voice, but this stuff I'm drinking right now, Amada, they sent me a bunch of these. So it's like the flavor enhancers, but there's no like weird fake chemicals and colors, and there's no sugar. It's sweetened with monk fruit and stevia. But this one is the pineapple coconut getaway, and there's all B vitamins. It has the entire range of B vitamins. So I'm like, any vitamins and stuff that I can get in right now, because I refuse to take any medications. Like I don't take Advil, I don't take like, well, apparently Sudafed doesn't even work anymore. But yeah, so we're just toughing it out and we're gonna cook. So I'm gonna get my ingredients and we'll start. Okay, so I just turned the oven on to 425. Like you can do 425, 450, it doesn't really matter. But the ingredients this time, so I always use French cut green beans. If you can't find the French cut, just use normal, but always can because you want them cooked. And then the bean of choice, cannellini beans. So you can use any canned beans. You need 2 cans. So it could be black beans, lentils, chickpeas, normal kidney beans. I usually take something that's pretty neutral in flavor, so cannellini is great. And I was sent these crackers in some PR box, and they are vegan, but they're cheddar flavor. They're grain-free. Wise crackers from Partners Crackers. They make a whole range of like non-gluten-free stuff. But these, it's a nut and seed flour blend. So almond flour, sunflower seed flour, tapioca, cassava, same thing. And I guess vegan cheese flavor. So we're gonna use these as our crackers. So anything that has about like 4 servings per box. I usually use the Crunchmaster crackers too. Anything that has about like 4 servings you want, that should be enough to kind of bind the burgers, little patties together. And then you can add any seasonings that you want. And that's literally all you need because they're just little patties we're gonna make. So now I need my food processor. So I am gonna have to like, this thing's so loud, but I've been using this for years. This is my favorite. Hamilton Beach, always my #1 for any type of appliance, but this is my trusty dusty food processor. And of course I need a can opener. This is like a new one, and it's like I've never found a good can opener that lasts forever. It's really annoying. Like if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I mean, obviously I always buy like the cheap ones, so that's probably why, but sometimes it like doesn't, usually, and I always get my canned stuff at Aldi's, and usually they have like the little tab, which is awesome. I think all cans should have that little tab instead of this. It's like too old school. And I'm actually going to, you gotta drain the water out. See, it didn't, oh man. See what I have to do? I think this side is better. Drain out the liquid because you do not want all this liquid in there. We're just gonna drain out the liquid. And then these two, of course, like all 3 of these are like this. And I'm like, what if this just doesn't work one day and then I can't open any cans? I have another one somewhere, I think, but that one's even older. So it's like not, it's just not tight enough. It's loose. So do I need to tighten it somehow? Like, I don't know. Aren't you supposed to open it? Aren't you supposed to do this too? Like, I think it's like this. Or something. I don't know. Technical difficulties. Remember, if you're baking something vegan, you can save the liquid in this for aquafaba. It doesn't have to be chickpeas, and that's what people are always like, oh, like, you need chickpeas for it. You can use, any white bean is fine. Like, don't use black beans because the liquid will be black and it'll probably turn what you're baking black. But again, neutral flavored white bean, 100% fine. And then also when you drain these, you can give them a little rinse if you don't want like the sodium on there, but these aren't that bad. Actually, maybe they're, I don't know. And remember, you can add whatever you want to these. You can add veggies, more veggies. Obviously you can because it's just easier to process in the food processor. You can also use a blender. But any type of spices, little extra things, I don't know, like, you could probably add some nuts or whole grains too if you want to make them really hearty and like actually make burgers out of them. Yeah. I'm gonna try doing this one. Okay, and then we're just gonna dump. You do want it a little wet because you're going to need things to be wet slightly to form the patties. So they don't have to be dry. Just drain out most of, like, obviously the excess liquid. Okay, so you have those, and then these crackers. And I usually give them a little crumble before I put them in, just to help it a little bit. Like, there's not a lot in here. Hopefully it's enough. This would be really good with extra nutritional yeast, and it would make them really cheesy. This is also good if you have like stale or like, you know, the crackers are just older. Stale crackers would be perfect. You know about us, like, we don't care if things are stale. I use things when they're totally past their best by date. Not the expiration date. There's anything that's like non-perishable, like, don't go buy those. Best by means you can still use it. Like cereal. Like, I eat cereal from like 2020. It's all good. Maybe that's what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna blend this and not blow your eardrums off, so I will be back. Now, to put a little more flavor in there, I think I'm gonna put some onion powder, maybe some pepper and things like that, just to give it a little extra. But I also, when I make them, I like to, that's why I'm gonna actually put nutritional yeast in, like, when I'm eating them, so I can like add more or less, whatever. You can add some herbs too. I'm trying to think like what flavors will go good with this, but do this. Just a little bit. And you don't want to blend it so it's like hummus. You don't want it totally smooth. There should be a little bit of texture. So that should be good. Now, to make these, we need a non-stick pan. So the best thing is having a silicone mat, a Silpat. You can use parchment paper too, but the silicone is just the best. You won't have any problem. This. Mine's pretty greasy already, but you can add a little bit of like oil or anything if you need to. And then take out your blade before you put your hand into the processor. It's like, I have so many like newer blenders and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just love my old appliances. This one's just, it's great. It's like the perfect size. Gets the job done. I'm going to give this a rinse so it doesn't get stuck on now. Okay. So now we're going to just take little bits and make about like 14. So one. These won't like spread out, so you can just like cluster them together. I actually may need another mat for these. Yeah, so I have a little bit extra, so I'm going to use a second sheet, which is great. Now my hands are dirty, and always come prepared with the second sheet. We have this one. This is definitely a lot more drippy. Theirs was not enough crackers, I don't think, in that. But hopefully these stay together. Again, like, you really can't mess it up. Like, it's just use whatever you have. It's just a nice way to get a little fun little veggie patty. Or bean patty. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess there's more beans than veggies, but. And then the extra, I try to, like, even them out a little bit. And this one, a little bit more. This one. Okay. And then honestly, you can put these in there for like about 20 minutes and then check them, and then you don't even have to flip these. You can if you want to, but they probably will stay together. If you do plan on flipping them and making them a little more burger-like, put in a tablespoon of psyllium husk and they will stay together perfectly. And then this one. Okay. So about like 1:45, I'll probably take them out. And that's it. So I will check back in with you guys when these are done. Okay, so I took them out. And now I'm going to freeze them. So what I do, I actually just started saving the wax paper from like my last batch. I just wrap them in that so they're kind of protected, and then I just put them in a big bag and I freeze them. And then I pull one out, or one or two out, and then I just throw them into the oven to warm up. You can also microwave them. And there you go, that's it. So I forgot these were hot. They cooled down a little bit. I had them cooling for slightly. So I made 3, what is this, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it really just depends. You can make them bigger too. You can make them smaller, like whatever you want. These are like super small and just light. So, yeah, it's really just what you're gonna use them for. Like, these are just little patties. These definitely aren't like burgers, but if you want to make them bigger and thicker, like, again, add more ingredients. You can double like the crackers too. I always just have like one box, like whatever. I use whatever I can find.